Hello, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo. This is my forever co-host John. And after our comic book lineup, I thought we would talk about some DreamWorks movies since The Little Mermaid is opening this weekend. I was like, you know what? We already did this thing. Let's give another chance. I don't know.
Okay. It's nowhere near
I know.
anywhere related. Like, we could have thought of other Disney princess movies or any aquatic themed movies.
I know. Honestly, to be honest, I just want a good reason.
Movies.
I just want a good reason to talk about Shrek too. Since the last time we talked about Shrek was like 2021, so it's about time.
I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah, as a kid, did you like this movie? And did you appreciate it as you grew older and you're like, oh, this movie
Yes.
bold.
Very much. And there's a specific joke that we will get into that I hold dear in my heart.
Yes. I also grew up with this, never got the adult jokes until now, and now I understand them fully. I'm like, I love this movie. It's fucking ballsy. That's what it is.
It is.
Uh,
It's fucking awesome. The early 2000s movies, or early 2000s animated movies, were very nutty.
yes. But we start out with the happy ending of the first movie where Shrek and Fiona are in their honeymoon, and you're like, oh, I wonder how ogres spend time with each other, and you get your answer. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
and-
pretty sweet.
And I would say we get the best ever wedding song that anyone can pick. Because my sister picked it for their wedding, which is Cutting Crows Accidentally in Love.
That
Yeah.
that is
She had it
so
playing,
cool.
Like as she walked down the aisle, I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
this bitch. Let's go. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of
So-
The Little Mermaid, like I like how Fiona tosses Ariel back into the sea to be eaten by sharks.
Okay, you know what? Now you say that, now it's related.
Like I just realized, like when, like last year when I was rewatching it, I was like, oh my god, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
She did.
But we did. I forgot the opening. It's like Prince Charming being like, "I finally rescued you. You're not Princess Fiona. Where is she? Oh, she's in
Yeah.
her honeymoon.
It was
Honeymoon? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get the real reveal of like, oh, my parents are calling me to meet you. They want to know more about you. And Shrek's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm an ogre. Look at me.
Okay. No, we're not gonna butcher the Scottish accent.
I'm not. I'm just quoting Michael Myers.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Donkey accompanies them to far, far away, and we get the. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Are we there? Donkey. Okay. Are we there yet? For fuck's sake.
That one became a meme. Well, I mean, the whole fucking Shrek trilogy is a meme. I'm talking it as a trilogy. The other movies don't count.
Is there another movie after 3? Oh, right. There's 4.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make it too far, far away, and right away, as an adult, you're like, oh, it's L.A. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot they do that shit. Yeah, it's kind of sick to see LA in a very fantasy-esque style.
Yeah.
And knowing the fact that, like, Princess Fiona is the one that lives at the tippy top of it.
Yeah, she lives in Beverly Hills with her parents.
Mhm.
And then they meet and they're like, oh, she has an ogre for her husband. Okay. And then...
So, yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed, but there's pretty much a get out situation.
just someone make a picture of like Shrek in tears. Be like...
For sure somebody will.
But yeah, you're like, oh, cool. It's commentary on racism and judging a book by a cover, but mostly on racism. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they're having dinner and the father's like, oh, you live in a swamp? Of course you do. You're an ogre. You're like, oh, okay.
I was like, David?
To be fair, Shrek's like, yeah, I'm an ogre. What about it? You're like, goddamn right. Good for you, Shrek.
Good for you. Setting up for your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an intense scene with the whole Shrek donkey.
Donkey.
Well,
I forgot the queen was voiced by Julie Andrews. Like, oh shit, Mary Poppins.
damn.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Shrek is a star-studded cast.
yeah, and the king
When
is voiced by King Arthur from Knights of the Monty Python and the Knights of the Holy Grail. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I do miss it when what was it? Like star-studded cast would just like go for an animation.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
They're like highly skilled in comedy too, like Michael Myers, him, Eddie Murphy, who else? Antonio Banderas, which we'll get to in a while. But yeah, he also, this is the part where like after they stop arguing, they go upstairs. The king meets with the fairy godmother, just like, you promised that your daughter would marry Prince Charming. Now I'm gonna do something I don't want to, and she just stops at a fast food place. It's like, can I get some burritos, please?
Yeah, again, I do love the whole concept of Shrek where they're mixing in modern like culture within a fantasy setting. And they do it all throughout this whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole point of this scene is like, hey, I'll take care of Shrek. Just make sure he marries my son.
Yeah.
You know?
I gave you your happy ever after. I could easily take it away. You're like, what does that mean? Did you give him the kingdom, or oh, and you find out later, like, oh shit.
Yeah, the big twist.
Yeah. But no. First, he goes to what's he called, the bar? The bar with a funny name. I forgot what was it. Poison Apple, to hire
Yeah.
a mysterious figure, and the barkeeper's voiced by Larry King. You're like, interesting. But this voice, this mysterious figure who sounds like Antonio Banderas, is like, are you going to pay me? And the king pays him in gold. It's like, alright. While Shrek is telling Fiona, it's like, you know what? This was a bad idea. I don't want to adjust. Let's get the fuck out. She's like, I adjusted for you. And you're like, she has a point, Shrek. What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Like, she's been adjusting for you the whole fucking time. Why not do it for once? But he does storm out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or no, he goes on a hunting trip
Yeah, because the dad's
with
like,
the father.
I want to start on the right foot, and then let's go golfing, was it?
I thought it was hunting.
Oh, sorry, hunting. Yeah, hunting. And then on the way, they meet the mysterious figure,
Puss in Boots.
for
Yeah.
the first time. And like, knowing where Puss in Boots ends up now, you're like, that's a pretty good start.
It is. But oddly enough, I don't know why Puss couldn't beat an ogre. Knowing what he can do later on, I was like, why couldn't...
You right? Though,
Okay.
when we were in the bar, I was kind of looking at, like, the DreamWorks plant that somewhere. We just didn't notice.
They didn't think ahead that far.
No. But yeah, after that, Puss in Boots is like, please don't kill me. The king hired me, and then Shrek's like, oh, okay. That's the way it's
I
going
see
to
how
be.
it is.
Yeah. And then they go off to the fairy godmother's place. It's like, you know what, she can grant wishes. And he's like, Donkey, think of the saddest things. Like, I was sold off for beans. I was a pinata. What the fuck is a pinata? He's like, no, Donkey, I need you to start crying. And then Puss in Boots just curb stumps his hoof. We're like, Jesus Christ.
I love this. Donkey just casually trauma dumping.
But they're on their way, and then Puss in Boots like, I must accompany you. Like, nah. And then we get the Puss face, and he's like, how can we leave him, Donkey? Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fine, but I'm the best friend. You're like, oh, Donkey's that kind of friend. That's fine. That makes sense,
Yeah.
though.
No, but like they sneak into like fairy godmother's like factory of like spells.
I like how this factory of spells is contributing to their global warming too. Cool.
Again, very modern in a fantasy setting. But yeah, little did they know that fairy godmother's actually the mother of Prince Charming.
And she's very racist because she's like, why can't you give me a happy ever after? She's like, oh, let's see Cinderella. Look, no ogres. Well, Sleeping Beauty, no ogres. Pretty Woman, no ogres. Like, okay. Cool, Joe. I love
Pretty
it.
woman, no ogres.
Like I was like, isn't that? You know what? Never mind.
That's okay. Just leave him be.
But Shrek doesn't take no for answers. Like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna get our own spell. Disguises himself as like one of the workers who don't even have dental. What poor bastards.
Dental insurance and shit.
Yeah. Sneaks in and Donkey's supposed to be guarding the door, and Puss is supposed to be breaking in, but Donkey keeps like bitching. And they're like, Donkey, just watch the fucking door. I'm begging you. But it's too late. They have to get in a hurry, and they have this really cool escape sequence where all the spells are going loose, turning all the workers into pigeons. Like even after that, you're like, oh cool, they're still mistreated. I love this commentary, even though I kind of don't. Yeah. She's like, wait, what did the potion did they take? They're like, oh, it's the happily ever after one. She's like,
after.
Maybe we can use this to our advantage. I love how
which is oddly superficial kind of potion.
Yeah. Also charming. You're like, yeah, you're just a man-child. Cool. That makes sense. Honest.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So they turn. Can I have the happy meal? Like, that's funny.
So earlier on, I think they also made Fiona drink the happily ever after potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, to turn her back into normal. And
I love how Shrek turns into Michael Myers. If you've seen pictures of Michael Myers, you're like, that's definitely Michael Myers.
Just not as buff.
Yeah.
Sure, he has the face of like Wayne from Wayne's World, but again, not as buff.
The women around was like, I can rub her shoulders, I can rub her back. Like, I have nothing to rub. I was like, where are they going with this?
Like, hey, yo. Very adult jokes.
Yes. Donkey is now a steed, and they like GTA one of the rich folks. He's like, I'll repay you back if I ever remember you. Probably not.
And they do go to far, far away, right?
Yeah, and then that's where Shrek can't find Fiona. Fiona can't find Shrek. I love how Fiona also looks like, what's her face? Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, just redhead Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, and they were like, oh, we're both back to normal. Oh, Shrek became Prince Charming.
Yeah, because he has to. The thing with Shrek is he has to kiss her before midnight, so to make this everlasting. But he can't find her, and they trick Fiona thinking that Charming is Shrek, but she knows better. She's like, no, something feels off about this one. But the dad's like, oh, okay, how convenient, cool.
And then they're like on a run. And this is where my favorite show
comes. No, for that, Shrek, Fred Godmar's like, look, if you won't really love her, you'll let Fiona go. It's like, alright. And they sulk in the bar. That's where Shrek hears like, the dad being like, you know what, I don't think Charmy's right for my daughter. No. She's like, you really want to play this game? He's like, oh, okay. Have her drink this and make her Charming, and the deal's good. And then they turn around. He's like, she's like, Charming calls her mother, and then Donkey's like, mother. And Shrek's like, oh, talking horse. Cool. And then that's where they run away. And then that's where we get the scene of like the rest of the side characters watching TV. I'm like, oh, I don't like the, what do you call that? TMZ's coverage of the ball, hosted by Joan Rivers. They turn to like, what do you call the channel? Like Bounty Hunters or something like that. Like, I love this show.
No. It's like pepper spray him.
There's a white Bronco.
It's a white Bronco going at this X amount of kilometers an hour.
Like obviously, as a kid, I was like, they're chasing Shrek and Donkey. And then now, as an adult, you're like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, it's an O.J. Simpson's parody. I was like, wait, I swear to God, if nobody can do this.
Especially Donkey, the way they were handling Donkey, I was like, oh my God, that's almost uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I love how they're in this person, and Donkey's like, you never told me I had the right to remain silent, and Shrek's like, you do. You just lack the capacity to. We get the rescue scene of like everyone stumbling, and then we get Pinocchio like, tell a lie,
wearing a thong.
I am definitely not wearing ladies' underwear. It's like, you're not,
and it doesn't grow.
We're like, no, I am not. Like, you sure? It starts growing and growing. Like, again, how does Dreamers get away with this? And then they go to rescue Fiona, but they have to make Gingy, um, essentially
Huge?
essentially the Iron Giant.
Yeah. I don't know. It was like a separate kind of gingerbread man. Gingy was still on like Shrek shoulder.
Oh yeah. It's a separate creation all on its own. I do love the scene of like Donkey's like, I thought you said you would let her go. And it's like, nah, I have to go after her. Like, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we get the I Need a Heroes.
I love how the
montage.
actress is the one who does all her singing. There's one Jennifer Saunders, I believe her name is. Like,
Mhm.
and that cover of I Need a Hero is always in my head whenever it plays.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's the original, I was like, you know what, I kind of prefer the Shrek version.
Same. Because you have like the visual of like a giant gingerbread man on its last stand.
Yeah. Not the gumball button. And then you think, like, they burst in the scene and they start like playing hot potato with Godmother's Wand. Or like, again,
Mhm.
like it's a kids movie, but you're like, I really hope Shrek gets the girl.
Yeah. Stakes were really high.
Yeah, and then he does kiss her anyway. After you think the dad did give her the right tea, and you're like, are we going this direction? And then Fiona just headsbutt Charming. You're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Jesus
and this is
Christ.
where we find out like, oh, the dad didn't fully commit to putting the drink in her, like, yeah, the potion in her drink.
Yeah. And then Godmother tries to kill Shrek, but the dad steps in the way in between them and then gets turned into a frog. He croaked.
And it does, and somebody went literally.
And
Uh,
you see that the dad's like, I just wanted the best for my daughter, and I see that it's Shrek. Like, this movie's deep. It's
yeah,
layers deep.
Also, yeah, especially with like Fiona's dad actually being a magical creature himself,
Yeah.
being the Prince Frog.
Yeah.
And that was the deal he had with, the fairy godmothers. Turn me human so I could win the heart of the queen.
Yeah.
Thus, are happily ever after. Which he didn't want for Fiona. And they do kiss, and they don't change.
They don't.
I mean,
change.
they do. They change back
Yeah.
to
They
the
don't
original one
remain-
because that was their happy end.
Yeah.
Or that's their
Who
happy
she
ever after.
fell in love with originally. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
And it ends with like a really good cover of what's it called, "Living La Vida Loca."
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
And a part of you like, you know what? If it ended here, it'd be like a really perfect ending.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. Like, if it was just a 2-movie part deal thing, I would have been okay with it. 3 was okay. I do like Arthur, voiced by NSYNC dude,
Oh,
Justin
Timberlake.
Timberlake. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a pretty good movie. And I just wish it ended on this because, like, yeah, 3 was okay, 4 was really forgettable. I was like, oh, god damn it, why can't you have
Yeah.
Toy Story deal? But they do. Dreamers does eventually like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. And then we also do get like an after credit scene with Donkey.
And
Like them
Dragon.
revealing Donkey actually has kids. I was like,
I won't question though.
how?
I won't question it. You know what? Ogres exist here. Cats are fencers. It's fine. That's the only way I can see. But now, like, you know what? I won't question that part. Yeah, anything's possible in this world.
Mhm.
But what would you rate Shrek 2?
Yeah, I'll give. This is hard because it's actually a really
Right?
I'll give it a fair score of 7 out of 10. Like, it's still a good time. It's yes. Fine, a 7.5. A 7.5.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Shrek 2? 7? What reality am I in? It's our opinion. I respect it, but I can still give you shit about it. Like, everybody has their own subjective opinion, and yours is subjectively wrong.
Okay. You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. You were right. Fine, I'll give it an 8. You fuck. You're gonna bust my balls about it. Fine. There.
No, stand your ground. Why is it a 7? Why was it a 7 in your mind originally? Why was it a 7 originally in your mind?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what I was talking. Hold on. Can I redo my score?
You can now,
I
sure.
don't know why I gave it a 7.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
again, we all respect your opinion, but we can't all.
No. Seriously, I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Okay. I have to work after this.
Damn, John's such a hard-ass critic. Who knew?
No. Wait, okay, fine. So, I'll give it an 8.5. You can cut that whole 7.5.
No, it's funny.
Yeah, no, please.
It's on TikTok now.
No, fuck you. Stop it.
Keep it in as a blooper at least. Get context of this whole
Oh.
conversation. It's fine.
I hate you so much. But yeah, no. I'll go with 8. It's an 8.5. It is a really good time. I'm so sorry I gave such a low score. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Man, I'm tired. We've been doing like God knows how many videos, and we still got
To be
I think,
fair,
a couple more after this.
like another animated movie, if I didn't peer pressure you to change it, the internet would have anyway.
That's true.
I will give this a 10 out of 10 because it deserves it. Because there is no other animated movie like this. Like, they went all in. Like, they racked up the stakes of like, what can we do with an animated movie? That people will be like, this is not for kids. Animation is a medium for entertainment and to tell stories, and this proves it. I really can't find any fault. Like, there's nothing that has aged badly. They just made jokes that stand the test of time, and you're like on the borderline of like with Donkey's thing. I was like, I am a bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, I am laughing. I don't know why. I don't help it, like,
it's just the context of like this is supposed to be a kids movie. He's saying shit that you shouldn't say in a kids movie.
Yeah.
The whole O.J. Simpson's joke, and we're like, oh, that stands the test of time because you're like, again, it's a kids movie, and then they put that in. If any other like animation studio did say like a school shootings joke within their movie, that movie would have been cancelled immediately.
to high heaven. Also doesn't help like when they're like on guard with Shrek, like the crossbows sound like shotgun chick. Why? You want
Why? Yes, and like police brutality, like being shown, and like Puss being like patted down, and they like find like catnip on him.
Oh man, but yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's for my glaucoma."
Honestly, yeah. You can either give us an 8, 7, 10, it doesn't matter, but I would say objectively this is a good movie and like something you should show teenagers. You can't show this to young kids because it was just
Yeah,
like the only lesson is like, oh,
well,
happy
I guess,
ending.
No. Then I guess you can show it to kids because it will go over their heads. It's not like Rick and Morty where they're very blunt about the subject and hits fuck shit. Like
Yeah.
they can say whatever they want. Here they're trying to hide it but be clever about it, thus going over kids' heads, thus making it like kind of safe for kids until they grow up.
Yeah. I mean, if they're kids, you can be like, look, this movie's about not discriminating against people. And then when you're older, like, yeah, that's the thing in the 90s, O.J. Simpson jokes, until like the early 2000s. So it goes
they'll
through
get
that.
it when they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the internet, I'm surprised if they wouldn't get it. So there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been our video on Shrek 2. What's your favorite moment from this incredibly funny movie? Please tell us down in the comments. If you want to see more of us, we're also on YouTube, obviously. Please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on TikTok and Spotify. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. And the video you can find me at GandhiOffice995 on Twitter. How about you?
You can find me being really, really tired on @JomGOM_on Instagram, and it's my account.
And for the next movie up on our lineup is one of the best sequels for an animated movie ever, involving Gary Oldman. So if you don't know what it is, stay tuned. Jack Black, Gary Oldman.
Ayun na, I got it.
Yeah. But until then, we'll see you then. Bye, guys.